Hello, good morning and welcome to ABS Sports Plus this beautiful Tuesday morning. My name is Silekweme Daniel and I want to welcome you to some exciting stories where we're talking about some of the outcomes of league games and the happenings in the Super Eagles camp now that they're about to play two qualifier matches which will round off the qualification of the AFCON 2025. And in the studios with me, I have Mr. Obin. He's here with me today. Well, you know you've always been running, but today and I had to catch you up and bring you down for us to have this sport. Okay. All right, Super Eagles camps open in Abidjan. And the players, we have 8 players already in the camp. 8 players already in the camp, and I believe by today, this Tuesday morning, all the invited players would be live in camp in Abidjan. And let's talk about the Super Eagles camp that is open. Players coming in. Ama Obasoge is there. Moses Simon is in the camp, and so many others there. The early birds, they are there. Yeah. Now, do you see these players and the whole 23-man squad invited doing justice to the two-way match? We have Benin Republic, we have against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic, and they will fly in Uyo to wrap up the qualification matches against Rwanda.
All right, when we talk about Nigeria, the quality in the squad, even if we have a plethora of squad, we have a plethora of players. When you talk about Nigerian players, we even have those who are willing to be part of the Super Eagles, but they are not at the moment. But at the moment, we've got the quality. Okay. Obasoge, Amas, the goalkeeper. I'm trying to remember. Maduka has been doing so well right there in Syria. And Stanley Nwabali, the #1 goalkeeper at the moment, he's been doing very spectacular both in South Africa and for in between the sticks.
Now, do you think Maduka should be given another chance to be in the to man the post and maybe let Stanley Nwabali take off a little rest because going by the Maduka Okoye's new exploit in the game.
All right, Maduka Okoye has been one person who's he's shown bright. Then at a point he stopped, basically due to some issues he had then. He didn't like
the Tunisian semi-final game.
Exactly. That game, how Nigerians reacted to that. Of course, Nigerians are really very emotional people when it comes to sports. You are very when you make a mistake, and it actually does get us very emotional. We say the things we do not, we shouldn't say to players and all that. But since then, he's been trying to get his place back. And that's where that thing about the mindset, being strong mentally and all that, because every time you're going to see players react, you're going to see fans react to how you display even off and on the pitch and all that. But yes. It's on the manager, or rather the coach, talking about Coach Eguavon and the whole squad, the whole technical crew, to look and say, okay, Nwabali has done so well. Let's just, just give, what's his name? Let's just give him the time to just probably stay in between the sticks in one of the games. Of course, we've got good points. The walkover against Libya I think we're at 10 points at the moment, top of the table. And then, so it's on technical crew to decide what should be done about that.
Okay. All right. William Truss Ekong, honored in Egypt. Just on Saturday, he was honored. As honor was given to him, and this was the first time that honor has been given to a defender in 20 years, where he was honored as one of the best players of the tournament via the Nations Cup. And he is the first defender that has scored 5 goals in AFCON tournament. And he was honored on Saturday. You could see him standing with the CAF president,
Mosepe. Yeah, he really did show brilliance, top brilliance in the
Captain
AFCON.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it took, he was right in the final, scored 5 goals, a number of them penalties and all that. But it just shows that leadership. You know, it shows the quality of the person he is and all that. I remember a couple of days ago, I was making this argument with a friend, and we were just talking about modern style of play. We're talking about modern center backs, modern right backs, and all that. You know, nowadays we expect everybody in the team to score, even goalkeepers and all that. And that's the quality you shown, at least with the Super Eagles. So at the end of the day, just just to show that Trustekong is a top player.
Very, very top player. And now he plays in Al Qahoud in Saudi Arabia, where he's doing vehemently well. He has scored 2 goals to his name, and that shows that he is full of good package.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the Super Eagles squad, the team list that Guavon released. Let's x-ray some of them and see the players who are there. We'll have, we've talked about Stalin Wabali, we talked about Maduko Okoye, we talked about Amma Obasoge, and we'll talk about the midfield. When we come to the midfielders, talk about Osai Samuel, who plays for Fenerbahce.
Yeah, Fenerbahce.
And that's a right back as well. We have Bruno Onyemechi, Kevin Bassi, and the new guy, we have Gabriel Osho. Gabriel Osho from Luton Town now to Auxerre. Do you see this guy, looking at Luton Town, that he was part of the team that brought Luton Town to Premiership, and they've gone back to relegation. And now he left for Auxerre, and he's doing well. Now, do you see his inclusion as a very viable one?
He's on the technical crew again. They've looked at him to say, oh, this guy can really be an important part
because
of the...
Semi Ajayi is injured.
Yeah, he's injured for West Brom and all that. So, like I said, he's on the technical team to say, oh, this is him. We feel he can be part of the team, and they've invited him. Now it's up to Osho to show that, oh, this guy's made the right decisions.
Okay. All right, we have Olaino, we have Victor Collins. Victor Collins is the only Nigerian home-based player who plays for Nasarawa United. And a lot of controversies has been up and there saying, why bring in a Nasarawa United when we have the likes of Kelvin Akpoguma, who plays in the Hoffenheim of Bundesliga. We have some other players there. Now, bringing Victor Collins into the Super Eagles. Is that not a welcome development?
A very welcome development, and also looking at the fact that in the technical crew we have 2 assistant coaches who are, I won't want to use local coaches, but who are coaching
indigenous coaches.
Indigenous coaches who are coaching teams in the NPFL.
Yes.
So, and I think it's a great thing for the Super Eagles, where you have someone when we have people in the local league rather than the homegrown league, where we are seeing players in the we're seeing players in the league being invited to the Super Eagles. In the goalkeeping department. We have Amos Obasoge.
Well, Amos Obasoge has left.
Yeah, but
he's now in the Ethiopian league.
Yeah, he was, but he was with us very recently.
Yeah, he was in Edinburgh and before he left.
So these are some of the things. So it's also a sign of hope for players in the NPFL to show that, see, if you can play so well, if you can play so well in the league, you do not need to begin to go to England, Turkey.
No, going to England, Turkey is a good one. Not going to places like Ethiopia, Sudan.
Yeah, so that's
all those.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is just more like giving hope to those playing in the
home league,
to show that if you play so well and you're able to get the attraction of the technical crew, you're likely to get your place in the national team. We saw what happened in the 2002 World Cup, where a reasonable number of the players that went to the World Cup were, I believe, local players. Some of them, I think that was the time we had what was his name, Victor Nyama, and some of the players.
Yeah, Victor Nyama.
That was where we had some of them.
These
were the times we had. So it's giving hope to those playing in the local league.
Okay. All right, we'll look at we have William Truss Ekong. He's a usual suspect. We have Alex Iwobi. We have Frank Onyeka. We have Hassan Yusuf. There's a controversy as well about Hassan Yusuf because he plays in the MLS and he's not been playing constantly. Now people were like, why invite him when there are players who plays in the Europe League and plays week in, week out.
Yeah, it's not just about Hassan. There also talks about, in as much as we've not mentioned him, there also talks about Sadiq Umar.
Yes, I'm coming to Sadiq Umar.
Yeah.
Why inviting him when we have Sirideza, who has been scoring week in, week out? We have Aro Dare, who plays in Genk, scores. He's now on 9 goals.
Even we have very recently, I think Olayinka, who plays for Sparta Praga.
Yes,
so,
this guy has this Spanish national team has even called up Samuel Omorodion, and now we've lost him.
We have to concentrate on the players we have available. Yeah. So but the point is, again, is on the technical crew. I wouldn't want to bring up issues about, whether it was subject to the directive of Shehudiko, the new chairman of the yes. So I wouldn't want to make comments about that. But the point is, whatever it is, it's on the technical crew, because if the Super Eagles are not winning games, they're not getting results, they are going to take the brunt. They are the ones going to get sacked. They are the ones going to be replaced. Hardly any, reactions will be made, or reference will be made on the chairman of the sports commission and all that. So it's on them to know how best to navigate through this. But Hassan, we must be honest, for the few times he's shown for the Super Eagles, even right there in the AFCON and few matches he's played, we may not use the word brilliant, but he's actually shown, great display.
Okay. All right, we have good midfield there. And let me ask, ever since whoever took over, what changes have you seen in the national team?
We've seen that, coherence, that understanding. We've seen the players being sharper. We've seen a lot of coordination in the Super Eagles and the whole that. So, and I believe it boils down to the respect, because everything should or would always start from the respect the players have for the managers. So we've seen that rapport, that great rapport between the players and the coaches and the technical crew. But like what we saw when this Rivers United coach, I'm trying to remember his name.
Rivers United coach George Finidi.
Yes, when George Finidi was in charge of the Super Eagles, everyone complains here. You see Finidi complain about
he lost the dressing
room. Victor Osimhen, or when what was his name, the fair guy that played for Borussia Dortmund, Olise, was also in charge of the Super Eagles. Complaints here and there. We're trying to make us settle issues between coaches and players or whatever. So we are not seeing it, or probably we have not seen it. So we hope it doesn't get to that point, but we must see. But every time Guavon has been in charge of the Super Eagles, his stats are really great for a coach.
Okay. All right, we're still talking sports on ABS Sports Plus this beautiful Tuesday morning. Guavon snubs Cyril Deza. Cyril Deza is the Rangers of Scotland player, number 9. And it's been long ago when this young lad has been invited to the Super Eagles. And whenever he's around, he always make mark for his name. But now he has been snubbed again after scoring a very lovely goal last weekend. And now he's not part of the list of players invited against for the AFCON qualifier. Cyril Deza, 8 goals in the league.
Yeah,
it's being snubbed again.
It's one that is actually mind-boggling. It happens all the time. I won't say all the time, but sometimes when this happens on a personal level, you're going to begin to question your own performance. A lot of thoughts will be coming up your mind. You begin to feel like, is there something? So why is this happening? Is it favoritism? Is it, a lot of things will come to your mind. But I wouldn't want to use the word unfortunate. It's an unfortunate one for Cyril this year, but I believe this is not the last time. This is not the last time players are going to be called up.
Okay.
I believe in the next international break, if he keeps
World Cup qualifiers and
if he keeps playing well, because what we look out for, I believe what the technical crew should be looking out for is consistency. So when you scored 9 goals and you have the next 10 matches, or rather before the international break, you've scored barely a goal or you've not scored at all, then you're going to prove the technical crew right to say, oh, we
this
didn't
was the
make
reason
it,
why,
why we didn't. So
because of inconsistency.
So Cyril Diesel has to remain, he has to remain committed to the game. He has to keep churning out the results. He has to keep scoring goals and all that. So that's what it should be.
Okay. So there's well, you just have to exercise more patience and let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
And see if the World Cup qualifiers, if you would be invited. Away from football, let's dive a little bit to basketball. Rivers State has won the right to host this year Nigerian basketball finals, and that will commence on the 13th and through 19th of November this month. And it might interest you to know that last year, the same River State was the hosting state of the same tournament, and where they won the tournament. The Rivers Hoopers won the tournament last year, and now they've got the right to, to host, and the tournament starts 13th and 19th of November. Nigerian basketball, River State hosting.
You've just said, they hosted last year. In River State, it's a state known for
Garden City.
Yes, they're actually known for basketball. Like when you come across the sports in Nigeria, some of the players who've left the shores of Nigeria they've actually started from there, because that's a grooming ground for basketballers.
Okay.
Here. So it's more like I'll be urging other states to look into basketball too. It's not just about football, because all across the country we've seen everyone so well interested in football.
More of a sponsorship comes
for football, and
not even just Super Eagles.
Yeah, so and you won't blame them, because these are the ones. This is a sport that's actually churning out money, and investors, as business people, investors will always look out for that investment that will give them return, or best put quick return for their investment. Obviously, things are really very tough for businesses, so everyone is quickly looking for how best to recoup their money, not waste it, whatever. But again, basketball is that game that is really, is one that is getting very lucrative if it's properly invested, and we can, benefit in terms of human capital.
Yeah.
The way we are exporting players, we have millions of let me not use millions, but thousands of our players playing across the shores of the country, both in, not just in Europe, but when you go to Asia, China, you go to America, the United States of America, you go to across the continent, you see plethora of our players playing there, even if some of them are not being recognized. I even have a cousin of mine who is playing at the moment in Japan. I hope he's being called up to the Super Eagles at the moment, but I don't know if that's going to happen for him, because of course age has really come up. But I hope he will probably one of the days he gets the recognitions or call up. So, but it boils down to the fact I'm saying, we should invest.
More states should take up some of those sports.
The various sports ministries or commissions.
Yes, the badminton, the
checkers,
volleyball.
Yeah, very recently.
States should come up and
very recently. Not just the state, because of course the government
owes companies and other stuff should as
private individuals, companies with the right resources and the right, manpower, the right persons can come up and begin to invest in this, because very recently we saw the chairman of the Sheikh Diko, the chairman of the Sports Commission, supporting. I believe he gave funds to, I think, was it chairs? So that's the point you're saying. We can also invest.
Because the last Olympic outing we had was nothing to write home about.
Yeah, it was one that was
really needs to be probed how it happened, where Nigeria didn't win any medal. It was a very terrible thing. So, and because these are, we don't start up early enough to start, scouting for the right set of athletes that are going to represent us.
The truth is, when it comes to that, when you begin to look at some of from the stories being circulated, and especially when it had to do with Ophelia and some of the other athletes, you see that funds were actually released for that competition, for it to go proper. But you always in Nigeria will always be
Nigerian
Nigeria.
factor will always be
Will
there.
always happen, and it's not something that we're proud about, but it's there. It's there. So at this point, it shouldn't be about what happened. It's bygone is bygone.
Yes,
But
we need to look at the
yes, we hope to begin to correct
those
mistakes.
errors. Yes.
I hope at the moment that the preparation is underway already for the next athletes going to the next Olympics.
Okay.
Because when you look at some countries, the likes of the United States of America and other countries,
grooming,
yes, you see them. They've created the environment for their athletes, and when they go, in fact, when they don't have some players, they recruit from other countries.
Exactly.
So Nigeria should be able to do that. It mustn't be a Nigerian. It can be someone from Benin Republic, but just give them the enabling ground. Even some states in Nigeria do that. You see Delta State, for example, they do a lot in poaching. Poaching athletes. The person must not be from Delta State, but the person come and present them so well, and lots of medals. Even Lagos State does that. So these are the things Nigeria can actually do. But since we have the players, since we have the athletes, we can just do our best possible to give them that enabling environment to train and to support them financially if it is what it's needed.
All right. Giving the players a very enabling environment should be one of the key cardinal points for the new NSC, National Sports Commission chairman, talking about Diko Shehu. I know he's a seasoned man, and he's going to change. Let's see how he changes the narrative. All right, away from basketball, Rangers Football Club was attacked by some hooligans, fans of Plateau United, after the goalless draw on Saturday. A lot of Rangers' car was attacked. You could see some of the players bleeding, and it was a terrible scene. And we don't know that this thing still happens in our Nigerian game again. But the FA chairman of Plateau United has come to debunk the news and said this was not their fan, these were some hooligans. And this happened outside the stadium. It didn't happen inside the stadium. But a report reaching us is that Plateau United has been fined.
Of course.
They have been fined with 4.7 million and some other things.
And points deduction and all that.
Points deduction. Now, hitting up players, do you still believe these things happen around in Nigerian football?
It's not about us believing. It's the fact that we've seen it happen and all that. And then the club chairman trying to say because it didn't happen in the stadium is not. But that's all it should be. He has to take responsibility for this development, because it's in Plateau United. It's right there in Plateau State. And, of course, even till they leave the shores of Plateau, they leave the boundary, probably in another state, or till they get to there, it should get to that point where we begin to take responsibility and all that. But kudos to the organizers of the MPFL, making a very hard statement to show that, we don't want this to happen again, to discourage such development. They've gone hard to find them about 4-point-something million and some points deduction and all that. So it should serve as a warning to others who are planning to apply such, because over the years you've seen, that's why most of the times you see players losing away games because they're afraid of getting good results, so that they are not, something like this don't happen. Not just the players, also referees. Some referees are so careful. You see them giving clumsy calls for spot kicks or something like that, so that because they need to live there safely, they need to leave that vicinity safely, or or something like that. So. Again, like I said earlier, kudos to
the league management
for the league management for making a very strong statement. Against this.
All right, ABS Sports Splash, and that's where we'll stay on. The last story we have for you: Ruben Amorim arrived to take over Man United. Don't you think that Man U was too in a haste in appointing a new coach when Van Nistelrooy is there and has been doing well? He has really, just in a short while, has been able to change the narrative.
The point is, we've got a new football executive in the club, Omar Barada, the whole Will Cox, and a number of them right there. They know what they want, and they feel Ruben is the most appropriate. And of course, we won't remove the fact that, what's his name, Ruud van Nistelrooy, a legend, one-time player for Manchester United, did well, winning 3 matches, drawing 1, and that was a crucial one against Chelsea. So we must give him kudos for that, But again, it's on the club to say, oh, this is what we want, this is the direction we want to go. We don't want a situation where we are testing.
But do you believe that Ruben Amorim is going to succeed very well in
yeah, we have to look at it. You have to look at his track record. For Sporting, he's won in the last 11 games. He's been able to win all of them. Top of the table, 33 points right there in Portugal. In Europe too, second at the moment. One very important match is very recently against Manchester City, and other matches and all that. So, and compared to the fact that, subject to the fact that top clubs, the likes of Liverpool and other top clubs have gone for him, and he felt, oh, Manchester United is the only club I want to go to, and he's here, not probably as a manager this time, but just as a head coach, so that probably just focus on the players and other, just leave the commercial and other aspect, and sometimes even the transfers and all that. So it's on the management to say, oh, this is who we've come for, and if Ruben does not do well, then the fire should be on them. And we have to also look at Ruben's reaction to this. He's not someone who has hyped himself so much. He's refused to hype himself. He's refused to make some comments that may be
very detrimental.
Not just detrimental, but so he's just been saying, probably, will I say the right words or the words that he had to say. He's been acting right. I must say kudos to him to how he reacted to the whole transfer, not causing any ruckus right there in Sporting, and now coming to Manchester United. He knows it's a very difficult job. Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, the fans, ones that really does react. Since 2013, hardly any Premier League trophy, just the FA Cup, the Carling Cup, and I believe the Europa League and all that. So Manchester United wants more trophies, more consistency, because that is what Manchester United have lacked over the past 5 years. You play a number of games.
Maybe when Alex Ferguson left, he left with their consistency.
Whatever did happen, but we are actually in the present. Alex Ferguson, he did his best. He did his best for Manchester United, winning trophies, lots of trophies, 3 Champions League and a number of, Premier League trophies and all that. So we have to focus on the present. We have to also give kudos to the former coaches, the likes of David Moyes, winning just the Community Shield, and other coaches. Very recently, Ten Hag, who won 2 trophies in 2 years, but somehow, very recently, he struggled in the league and all that. So we must give kudos to them. But this is a new era.
I believe, let's have our fingers crossed that Ruben Amorim is going to succeed in Man United.
Yeah.
And maybe give him all the necessary things he requires.
Yeah, the right environment.
And the right environment.
And the players too, because it was something, the players...
But definitely he's going to weave the players to get the people that he wants to work with and do away with the ones he believes cannot, work with his vision and his mission there.
Yeah, let's see what happens, because now I'm not expecting so much. If he's able to get us a number of trophies and consistency this season,
you guys are home and dry.
Yes, as a Manchester United fan, yes. So if he's going to get
the point.
Yeah, so if he's going to get Manchester United, the consistency they need and all that, then come on. It should be that way.
All right. ABS Sports Splash on this beautiful Tuesday morning. This is where we'll be wrapping up our sports stories for you this week, Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday, we'll be coming your way more exciting sports stories and sports activities going on around all the globe. I want to thank you and appreciate you for being part of
Thank you very much for
all right, thank you very much. My name is Daniel, and I say bye for now.